The era of fire is being challenged actually by quite a lot of different competitors in today's meta. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Starting off over here, we are, of course, it's always got to be some sort of fire variation out here doing its thing. And yes, this is Triple Ash with the Triple King, all the Fire King broken stuff that you want to see. Bonfire brings this all together and a fantastic showing of, well, how much gas can we actually have for a deck. Now, the thing I find interesting about this list is you actually are seeing triple anti-spell fragrance showing things off down here and going, hey, you know, this is actually kind of broken, and I do agree with you. Anti-spell fragrance being a method to actually slow down the meta, get you the chance to actually be able to play the game is actually quite bonkers. And of course, I mean, their removal options now are crazy because you have Heavy Storm, you have the Feather Duster, you have Cosmics, you see a Lightning Storm down here. Like, this is the good stuff that you want to see. Next up here, man, we have a fully functioning Ice Barrier deck, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Ice Barrier has been struggling out here. I think this is the first time that I've seen a good competent list in actually like weeks kind of resurfacing here and going, hey, you know, we're still able to fully function. We can still do this. I see that we are playing the Gradle Synchro down here as well. I have not seen any builds actually trying out the Gradle Synchro at all. I just want to say that I think that's actually really, really cute. That you're able to see some sort of little creature like this actually stepping into the light here and helping this deck out. Also, you know, only two of the big Ice Jade level 10 that makes the token. It's kind of interesting, kind of steering away from a little bit more of the expected norms for that card. Okay, next up here we have Labyrinth. Now, Labyrinth in the OCG, they have been very pro needing to play the Nadir Servant package, and it amuses me so much that like the Nadir Servant stuff is just helping this deck kind of come together. And it's all because of Ecclesia and the Punishment. Like, they want to make sure that they can get as much extra value going with this as they actually can. Also, I mean, the Punishment gets you into, you know, additional float power. You can thank the power of, you know, Guru, but also, this build's only doing one transaction rollback. Like, that's crazy. You know, transaction rollback with Big Welcome Labyrinth has been such a huge part of this deck's identity. And we're seeing, you know, a difference in change here. That's actually kind of crazy that we're starting to head away from that. Now, this next list is crazy. This is actually Stun with the full extended out package of Horus. You got triple Field Spell and you got triple King Sarcophagus. You actually do play the big Horus for this, which is crazy. And of course, Secret Village of the Spellcasters in here as well. Double Campoic Protector. You do see the double there can only be one, the triple summon limit. I actually think that come the TCG, we could see something like this actually come out of the woodwork here and actually be a dominating force in the meta. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked when, you know, we see something like this actually come out. But, you know, the Horus cards give you an insane amount of consistency. Also, the Giant Trainer, just to get all of these draws going for the deck, this is really good. And this all these first four lists were all from the same event, so that's something to kind of keep in mind out here for your power. All right, moving on to our next event. We're back at it again out here with this Fire King stuff. Once again, our dear friend Oak out here just kind of reminiscing about in the Valley of the Snake Eyes, just doing his thing. Just, hey, you want to reverse engineer a way to get into things? Good. Also, the Wanamala Nation has been sticking around, doing its thing. Once again, not all that surprised. Once again, we see the triple anti-spell being huge for this deck. All right, you need to make sure that, you know, whatever you're running up against, anti-spell is going to deny your opponent, you know, hey, Harpy's Feather Dust, these Cosmic Cyclones, these cards that your opponent needs for the mirror match actually are going to be pretty shut off. Also, shout out to Phantasme down here. Yeah, the sculpting your hand, getting the chance to adjust your ratios. We've seen where that's going now. Next up here, Salaman Grate. Oh man, this is a nice refresher. And then you remember that the OCG can actually play Kaiser Coliseum, where they can wheel their monster on over to their opponent's field. The whatever they wheeled on over just stares at them in the corner going, nope, you're not doing anything. And, you know, the Salad player just goes ahead and does a full extension combo through whatever they're going to do next turn. Heavy being back does kind of detour some of the Kaiser Coliseum things, just a little bit, not by any sort of crazy imagination, but, you know, anytime that we can try to wrench any of the craziness that kind of comes with this. But Salad does the exact same thing that all the other fire decks do. You just go up through all the little combo extensions. Promethean Princess is just free little gas for this deck. Let's call it what it is at this point in time. Deck is a little bit crazy when it actually wants to be. So, yay, Kaiser Coliseum. Next up here, this is the first record that I have seen of Flaunderies in months, and they just brought the restrictions off of Flunder. So you know what the OCG players are doing right now? They're giggling like schoolgirls out here because they know N-Pen is a good card. But the interesting thing is, build only played one N-Pen. This build actually went more towards the we're going to play Dimensional Fissures in the main deck, and I think that's fine. They want to, unfortunately, you know, with Year of the Fire being so graveyard oriented right now, you just want to take away as many of those options as you actually can. So knocking out the graveyard out from underneath the deck, or at least attempting to do so, is good. It's probably why, you know, you see more value in the Mega Ryza in this particular build versus N-Pen, because N-Pen is a little bit outable. You do see that we do have it sided down here, but a Change of Heart Mind Control for the N-Pen, oh, it's rough. Next up here, we have Voiceless, and this is actually really cool to see because this gets your foot in the door for what you're continuously going to be expecting as this deck actually will be evolving, or what we'll be expecting once the TCG version hits here. The Triple Diviner, of course, the double or triple pre-prep, one of the trap card. I do like the trap card. I think the trap card is really, really strong. But you also have another case of we can activate Anti-Spell Fragrance. OCG is going to get Anti-Spell limited, and it's actually kind of crazy because Anti-Spell is one of the only former methods that we have to deal with a lot of this stuff. But their format, the Feather Dust or the Heavy Storm, the Cosmics, they have so much in their meta right now just to kind of pressure through and try to gas through all of these power cards. Like, it's actually a little bit crazy. So that's our second tournament results. And we're going to pass on over to the third here. Our third results here are from the Dueling Nexus, and this is going to be a very interesting runic build. You're actually sporting off Dimensional Fissures in here, Shifter. You have deck Lockdown in the side. Like, what in the world is going on here with this? You also get the chance to see, you know, the differences in Floodgates actually being present in this, and that's actually kind of crazy to actually see, like, the huge diversity. And this was just your winning list. Your other list here, we actually had Sword Soul sporting off a Kaiser Coliseum in here. All right, well, I guess technically it's a one of. I mean, if you set up, what, like a Baron and whatnot, you've got the full negate. You're ready to go. Like, are you really too worried about off of your opponent? I do love the fact that they always love the instant fusion with the Magic Key monster. Just, hey, it's a level 4 tuner monster you're able to access and do your thing. It never really caught on in the TCG, but okay, good stuff. Next up here, we have OCG Unchained, and you know, I love the fact they can still play triple copies of the Shyama, but you know, the OCG doesn't have to deal with the craziness that we had to deal with this. You know, they still have Maxi, which is kind of more of a natural check balance to this deck. So even if this deck tries to like combo, go through like all these little crazy combo lines, it's not much of an issue because things get checked out pretty easily. So it's cool to see that, you know, Unchained is functioning here. And our last list out of this event is more Salaman Grate. Hey, We're not doing the shenanigans out here, as we're going to call it, you know, wheeling the monster on over to our opponent's field. No, this is still going to be good enough, though. I do see that we are playing the Horse Prince in here. That's something that's been sticking around a little bit more for some of these variants and actually testing out here. So that's everything we have for the insanity that's unfolding. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.